Jack Whelan has the opening break. First time we've seen him out here in the arena this weekend. Fairly plain sailing for Jack, making it through the field so far. Thanks largely to breaks like that. He really does have one of the very, very best in the game. And he's going to get the first opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're going to get with these two. Jack, huge break. Has a very good tactical nous, but also the ability to run off 5-6 in a row. Chris, he's known as the magician for a reason. He's a shot maker. He's a big clearance taker. And he's one of the quickest on the tour as well. So, you know, chances are that this could potentially be a very quick session. Supposing that the balls come out nice for both players. And Jack has a good opportunity here to get the first frame on the board.
Jack a little bit more measured with his pace around the table, certainly not slow. Just taking his time to work out the pattern. They are all there. Just has to work out which way he wants to go back around them.
Referee just having a couple of coughs. Jack just checking in on him, making sure he's okay. Yeah, he can just play down for the area here. If he plays somewhere near the blue spot, he'll have the red into the bottom right, and then the red into the left middle. Has he just come a little bit too far?
Yeah, slightly strange way of playing that.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't just kind of almost try and just stump past the 8. Yeah.
Very strange.
Early mistake.
Yeah. I thought he'd be dropping that in as dead weight as possible.
And Chris just going to take advantage here just to get his balls off the cushion. Only managed to get one off, but we'll take the result. Oh, it's an effort. It's unlucky. It just flicked the yellow.
Did it?
I think it did.
Referee's not calling it.
Oh, no. It's in like the red flicked the yellow.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought you were saying that was a foul. I was like, am I seeing something?
It's been a long evening, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, what? I know I'm starting to get tired, but yeah.
Yeah, opportunity for Chris now just to run through this frame. Slightly over hit. Can just play this one off the top cushion with a bit of side. Get back to where he was. That's loose.
Yeah, not hit 2 bad shots on the trot there.
It's a really interesting start. It's not what we would have expected from the two of them.
Beautiful recovery.
Yeah, that's class.
Lovely pot with a trace of running side just to hit the gap and land plumb. 1-0. Chris Melling. He's been in a Pro Series final, I think. Pro Series final against Jack Whelan, wasn't it? Or was that, were they in the
No,
semi-final?
Jack played Rob, didn't he? Played Rob
Oh,
Warren.
it was in the semi-final they played at the Pro Series.
Good break though from Chris. Nice split. Reds or yellows, wherever he wants them really. Probably favour yellows slightly. The red on the top cushion's just a bit of a pain. Oh, well.
Tough opening shot, that was for Chris. He didn't quite have the nice first ball. That's why he took so long on the shot.
Yeah, good opportunity for Jack now to have that reprieve from the frame before. He just let that white run away on him.
Just trying to make his mind up which way around he goes about these. Which ball's he leaving for his last ball? I think he was playing areas to start with in terms of deal with the ones at the bottom, then get yourself middle at the top of the table and then work it out from there. One punishes the error from Chris. He would have expected to clear that up. Bear in mind they're dual session matches. Essentially will feel like the 5th match of the day, essentially. 5th session of the day anyway.
Wow, how's that gone dry? How's he not made a ball there? There was the crunch, all the balls came up the table, but just nothing doing.
Balls in play.
Nice open opportunity here for Chris. You can plant either of the two reds above the yellow into the one over the pocket. Landing fairly straight on this one means he can play the other one to the right middle. Or to right corner.
between the two reds. Yeah, slightly worried he's going to end up flicking the yellow. It looked like he had too much angle. Just floats by it, lands perfect.
Why is he straight?
I nearly missed the pot.
Yeah.
Not happy with something in the arena. Some background noise coming from somewhere.
Oh, he's done really well there. Oh, has he just covered it? He has. Yellow's just got in the way.
I think he's, well, going by body language, he's okay. It doesn't look like it, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
he was fine.
just to the bottom jaw.
It was fine. It's one of those situations, he had to hit a great shot to do that, but is slightly careless to leave himself the position to have to do it. So you can kind of look at that and go, oh, was that, if he wasn't on it, would it have been unlucky or not? Should never have had to play that.
Obviously, players want to come in and watch as well, and fans from local. That's big, isn't it? Huge break. Reds aren't too bad off of initial outlook. Neither are the yellows, but you've got to be a bit more select with the cue ball. Going yellows. Well, unless you can see the bottom one, in which case he's fine. Yeah. So at this point, I can't see too many issues here for Chris. Maybe under hitting that one, just because the pocket looks a bit tight, but it's fine. He navigated that fine. Would have liked to have been on the one to the middle. Might have to bend it a bit to get there.
If he bends it, just slightly gets it wrong, he could sneak behind the red.
Yeah.
And end up not on the next yellow.
That's why he injected a bit more pace into the swerve. So stop that option. Stop that from becoming an option. Quick kill from Chris.
He's warming up. 3-1. But these two have just got plenty of respect for each other. I don't see it having really much of a factor in it.
Jack goes dry again. Such a big break that Jack's got. But just occasionally it just abandons him, and I can't explain to you why. But out of all of the big breakers in the game, it just feels like when Jack has a bad day with a break, it just doesn't happen for him.
I've never really got that sense, actually. I feel like his is one of the most consistent. I guess it depends on the matches you cover and the reaction of some of the players.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, a lot of what I've watched of Jack, to be fair, was from the Leicester side of things when he was... Oh,
That was
Chris.
yellow first, good call.
Yeah, it was when Jack was playing in the Leicester leagues. But I suppose it's a slightly different ball game here. The table plays slightly different, so maybe that consistency is different.
I know he's had 2 dry back-to-back here, but I always get the sense with Jack, there's almost a shock when he doesn't make a ball. I know there's an awful lot of great breakers around the game, but I don't think there's anyone that breaks the balls better than Jack Whelan. Tom Cousins included. I think Jack has more control than Tom.
I was going to ask you the question, Jack or Tom, but I feel like I know your answer now.
I'd take Jack's but it's a close call. I'd take either, in all honesty. But yeah, Jack just has that better control. He's down the centre of the table 9 times out of 10.
Do you know what would be great is if at some point they actually played each other? Because I don't think I've ever seen them draw. Have they ever drawn each other? I don't.
Oh, they must have played each other many times. I can't think of any big matches with.
But that's what I mean. Nothing of memory. Like, I'm surprised that neither of them have been in that business in a tournament and drawn each other. Because I feel like if they did, it would be so interesting to see the two breaks go head to head with each other. Yeah, good counter this from Jack.
Yeah, top of the table. I think that's just to acknowledge Chris calling the foul.
Part the cue ball, but has he made a ball? No.
Didn't seem to strike that one as well. Plenty to think about here for Jack.
I mean, I don't even know which ball set you go, really. I mean,
well, if the yellow red's a plan on the right-hand side, then you could see the reds. You'd have to obviously play a red into that or play the cue ball into that. So I think reds is the call. Jack thinks reds is the call.
oh, he very nearly missed the opening pot. Trying to get position. That's an effort. But you are right, that plant does look close, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm almost a bit surprised maybe he hasn't looked at it, or maybe it is just to the bottom jaw.
He doesn't have the great ball to do it with, I think is the problem. Time to pull back. Yellows are no good. So just pull back, try and win a tactical exchange and get a better opportunity. Patience required here for Chris, I think. You can tell he's scanning the table. How do I force an opening?
Feels like it rolled on him, drifted on him, and because of that he's not hidden that cue ball.
Jack happy just to open it up. There's only one really bad ball for Chris Melling, and he's got a yellow inside it. And the 2 underneath his cue there. That's not that tough for Chris. That was, well, a risky play from Jack.
I wonder if Jack doesn't want to get too embroiled in a tactical frame that he knows he's in a disadvantage of. I'm not saying he's obviously just trying to get the frame over with, but at the same time, he knows it's eating into the clock. He knows that the Reds are at a disadvantage. Is he maybe just trying to incentivize Chris to go just to get the frame moving?
I think he had a plan that wasn't obvious. I don't think he'd be thinking like that, because Reds and yellows are fairly even here.
Chris obviously believes he's got a big pocket with this. Does.
Doesn't want to move that. Oh, he's not on anything. He didn't want to move that yellow on top of the other. Worse than that, he's not on a ball here.
And if it wasn't a plant before, I think it might be now. Just that little nudge, I think, push that yellow even closer to the red. It's a good effort. Could he maybe have a go here? If that red just drops in the right middle pocket, seems a bit risky, but no. You know, I actually think he might have been.
I do as well. I think he was trying to get that slightly thicker and
plant it on with the white.
Yeah.
I just wondered, before he went for that, he had quite a nice angle on the red on the left-hand side, that if he'd kind of topped through with a bit of side and played it at a fairly medium pace, I think he would have got the cannon on the red. Just wondered if that would have been an option for him, but was just trying to widen the angle a bit more to get that yellow moving. Didn't quite do it.
Really tough frame for both. They both want to try and make it happen, and neither can.
It's tough out there when the balls aren't there, that's the thing. No matter who you are, whether you're a Jack Whelan or a Chris Melling, if things don't pop, then you've got to kind of work around it. It's a nice little touch off the jaw for Jack. Leaves that red in a prime position for potentially moving the red. Or even for giving himself the angle to move the red. He's just looking there. He wants to come just short of the bulk line. Oh, he's decided to go a little bit thicker. This is tough though, because you've got to get some movement on this red. You can't just nudge it to free it. Well, he deserves to be on it.
I think he is as well. Had to arc it around.
Yeah.
Injected so much pace. Spin.
This is a tough shot, but he's deserved a shot at it. Oh, no. Apologies for the language, but you can see he's not happy out there, and I don't blame him. It's not the natural game for either player, and finally gets an opportunity, and it's not had a good bit of luck there, really. Okay, he had a shot at it, but probably deserved to be a bit nicer on it when he got the cannon. But as it is, it's going to cost him, and Chris Melling's going to go 2 in front at 4-3.
4-2.
4-2.
Long day.
Yeah.
Here's 4-2. And yeah, Jack might get a little slap on the wrist for that. That break.
Well, if you're going to get your frustration out, that's the way to do it. Great break.
Yellow on the left-hand side is really awkward. No good ball to get there.
I think he went for it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see him try and move it. Sometimes you're on the cushion like that, you always back yourself to make it, but there's just not a good ball to get onto it.
I think he's going to have to use the one that's on the baulk line, and he's going to have to just screw into an area probably when he lands on it, somewhere near that middle pocket space. It's not the easiest shot in the world, but you can set yourself up for it.
He was playing on the double.
Yeah, he just got there, and I'm going to take it as a no.
Yeah, he's a little short.
He's struggling out there as Jack. See, this is what I would have played for anyway, because okay, he's a little bit far, but just guarantee yourself a shot at it. Like, a bit surprised he's gone for a long bridge and not come the other side of the 8. Yeah. It's never going in. When you leave those long bridges, it's just always a little bit harder to get the feel through the ball. Okay, he was very, very close, but...
Looks very frustrated out there.
Yeah,
Also, I've seen him in a while.
Just nothing's been really set up nice, has it? And whenever Jack's come to the table, he's had to chase, and it's not nice when you constantly have to do that. You know, for some of the shots he's played, you feel like he should have been rewarded a little bit more. He hasn't been, and Chris has mopped up what's been left, and staring at 5-2 down the barrel. You're not going to be delighted at that outcome.
Yeah, he's going to be 5-2. There's still 6 frames to play. So still a long way to go. Don't lose the session heavily. Stay positive.
Yeah, it's almost a bit hard to, though, when you've got someone like Chris Melling that's just floating around the table, potting the mistakes that you're making. Chris to break. Makes a ball, makes 2. Yeah, very good contact. Interesting to see if he goes yellows here. I think he will. Just that one over the left middle pocket is actually just slightly awkward. Got rid of the problem early, but just slightly overrun the position, and now it's awkward again. It's got an awkward cut in the middle pocket. Should he take that route? Oh, he's missed it to the top jaw. That's a bit of a wide by Chris's standards. Opportunity for Jack. Potting this one in the middle pocket should free the other. Oh no. This is turning into a bit of a nightmare session here for Jack Whelan. He's playing with the right positive mindset, but it seems no matter what he does at the moment, there's just room for something to go wrong. Gonna go straight back into his problem. That's a good shot. It's a lovely shot. Flicking the yellow away. And now he is back in good position. Maybe just a roll short.
Yeah, definitely a little bit short.
Yeah, very nice.
Found a beautiful line there, though. That was excellent. Dropping the centre will be delicate, but doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. 8 ball will be waiting.
And he can get himself right behind it as well, which is obviously a bonus. For somebody that's got as much power as Jack.
Oh
no.
Can you believe that?
Jack's falling apart here. He really is. He had a routine clearance to start and messed up one of the reds, put it safe, got it back out, did the hard work, and by his standards, missed a sitter.
He's lost his temperament out there as well. That's obviously clear.
Thing is, he's running a very fine line here as well, where you've still got, after this frame, you've still got 6 to go. And he needs at least 3 or 4 more to be comfortable coming in tomorrow. But at the moment, he's struggling to get 1. Since he got the 2 on the board, he's, as I say, he's just kind of fallen apart.
Yeah, he showed up quite a lot of frustration really early, didn't he? Okay, that frame was awkward and he tried to take out a tough finish, but Showed more frustration for it than I thought he would. And
mind you, Chris is short here, so I mean that's the other thing as well, is that Chris hasn't really been at it so far. Chris hasn't done anything extraordinary. He's just kind of mopped up Jack's mistakes. When Chris has had open chances, he definitely hasn't taken them all. That's a good shot. That's a lovely shot.
very easy to go in off when you're playing that shot. Playing a little delicate cannon, you get top side of it, you go in off. So had to be very precise and was.
Yeah, I mean, if you were doing this on kind of a grade report card, you'd probably say that, to be fair, Jack's somewhere at an E to an F at the moment, where he's just not really got going at all, and Chris is maybe at a C.
What have you got? Eight frames played. 5 to go. That's a good break from Jack Whelan.
Yeah, this is what Jack needs. Jack just needs an open frame to run at, just to get his confidence back, and just to get rid of any demons that are kicking around in his head at the moment from previous frames. Although that isn't the ideal first shot. He's still fine, but definitely wanted to be on the one to the left middle next. At least that is what his intention was.
He's so far away from what he's trying to do there. I reckon he might have even been playing for that into left centre. And he got into it too much. In fact, he went top left, was okay, but I don't think that's where he was playing it. Just going by his body language and reaction.
And the weird thing is, he's probably going to break and dish this, but it's actually, because he's had those couple of weird positional shots, it's not going to instill confidence in him at all. He's still going to probably assess this frame as, I haven't got the table right. And that's probably why we're seeing it boil over. But whatever Jack does, Chris needs to stick to his task here. He's got his opponent where he wants him.
Tricky layout. Yellows are okay if he can pot the one by the 8 ball. The reds are okay, but getting on the 8 ball then becomes really tough. The yellows are easier to deal with the 8 ball.
He's going to take the opportunity to guarantee reds. I think he's going to use the big pocket in the middle here with the yellow.
Which ball's he then leaving for the 8 ball?
The honest answer, Si, is I don't know.
No, and it's rare that happens. When you're commentating on top players, you can kind of see their plan, but I'm not seeing his plan. That red going all the way to the top of the table really helps him.
Maybe that is what he intended, because this red does pass into the bottom right. So he can screw back a little bit and then play the red into the top right and come off the side cushion to give himself an angle with that red.
If he played that shot into the left centre to get that red to the top of the table, it's next level in terms of forward thinking for a clearance.
But this is Chris Melling.
Because that had to go through a ton of traffic.
Oh my God, where's he gone here? He was actually playing the route I suggested, where
He was, yeah.
But he's so far out that he can't even see the red. I mean, that's astonishing. Can he maybe play this with a bunch of right and still swing round? Yeah, he's going to hug into the 8 and he's going to leave himself an awkward red. That 8 ball's landed favourably for him at least, but
he would love to have caught it just the tiniest bit more on the right-hand side, so the right-hand side spin on the cue ball would have allowed him to get to the second cushion. Now this is a tough pot.
This should actually be some out from Chris if he manages to knock this in. Oh, he's got it. Ah. Do you know what? It's actually a brilliant finish. Can't. It made no sense throughout, but he's got there.
Chris has just reached the halfway point at 7-3 in terms of the overall target, which is 14. But a big 3 frames coming up here.
And they are definitely bigger for Jack at the moment because, to be fair to Chris, despite all the frustrations that could have kicked in for him, he still seems like a very cool customer out there. Whereas with Jack's got body movement, he's got emotions flowing.
To be fair to Chris, he never gives anything away in his chair. He's very good. He sits there and basically in the pose he's in now. Doesn't lean back and sit in the arena like Jack does or a lot of other players. He sits there like that. When he's at the table, he will show frustration after the fact straight away, but then quickly he's like, okay, I am where I am, let's get on with it. Tough out this on yellows. If he has to clear the yellow nearest the top right before he can play the one by the red, that makes that tricky. Might even move into the yellow by the red. Possibly not from being on the cushion, so we'll do it this shot.
Well, he's got the thinner one, so he'll take the one closest to the pocket. And
I don't think he'll try and move it. It's not what I was getting to.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's perfect to track behind that yellow now, but if he does that, he might not be able to get onto this one too nicely. So going to get himself back onto the same line. Doesn't want to go past the straight, and he hasn't. It's not the best unless playing into the red gets you on the 8 ball.
I think it does. Well, obviously didn't, but
Screwed down off it. He wasn't going into it thick enough to worry.
this was a big finish from Jack. He, despite everything that's happened in the last few frames, that was very composed. Well, there you go. That was a rifle. Top spin caught.
More than he normally gets on. Gives you that top spin break where it comes back and the top spin parks it in the middle of the table. That really had some on.
Tell you what, if he gets the first shot right here, he's out.
That's pretty much do.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. He's looking at left centre. Surely he's just going to go top right and drop it in, and then it's natural connections around the reds.
Yeah. I think maybe the only thing that he was a little bit worried about there is the situation where he is now, where obviously he's playing cushion to cushion. That's something, but in reality, the natural is going to give him an angle that's straight enough that he can land on the one to middle, so there's not really any harm doing. He's just got to pot the ball. There you go. Okay, worst case scenario, he's maybe a little bit wider than we thought, but he could even play this down the line. He's straight on it. For someone of Chris's ability, I'd back him to get it. There you go. Very good. And what did I say? Big finish when he needed it.
Yeah, big break, big finish.
After being exhausted from a full day's pool, you need to be ready to go tomorrow. And is Jack going to have the time to reset overnight and come back tomorrow and get a victory out of this? I don't think so.
Well, I don't know, because the reason 9-4, your opponent still needs to win 5 frames. It's not over.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning it in that way. But looking from a likely sense, less than a, is it realistically possible for someone of Jack's ability? I'm thinking more in the case of, is Jack going to be up for the task tomorrow the way that he's been tonight? Don't know. Is Jordan going to be the same? You know,
I think they could both turn up and buzz tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think that obviously the first few frames have become huge because you need to get a couple back to let your opponent know that you're still there.
I just think that looking at it, I just feel like Craig just had that bit more energy after a long day's pool than anybody else. Even than Declan, and Declan played well.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
He's a bit straight. Wanted to come slightly higher of the red to work down. Played a nice one there. Bunch of side to fling it off of 2. And then one more nice positional shot, just aiming where his cue is on that line. And he should get out in this frame.
It's been a good finish from Chris Melling. No doubt. It's not been the match we expected, but there's been some good quality in there with some mistakes mixed in. It's a very frustrated Jack Whelan finds himself 5 frames behind. Chris Melling 9-4 in front. Chris Melling holds a 9-4 advantage. It's not 0-0 as it says on the scoreboard there. It is 9-4. A really intriguing matchup yesterday, actually, because I had a very brief conversation with Chris Melling as I left the building last night, and said to him it felt strange because it felt like you weren't really on it, you weren't really playing your best stuff, but you still played a ridiculously high level. That's the level that Chris can play at. That he won 9-4 without really ever hitting top gear, took out some brilliant finishes, missed a mistake or two, but still played really high. But he just said it was tired, Paul. He just said it. I think both him and Jack felt very, very tired out there at the end of the day. I think because of that, it'll be different today.
Yeah, I mean, Chris played okay, but when you look back at it, did Chris really win it or did Jack lose it? That's the question I'd be asking. I feel like Jack, not something that we've really seen from him before, but his head just went completely early doors. Obviously, we've seen it with Jordan yesterday as well, that in those sessions towards the end of the day, you could tell which players the day had caught up with and which ones hadn't. But this is potentially a quick start from Chris here. It's a lovely positional shot off of 2. Just to come down for this yellow on the right-hand side. Oh, he's flushing behind it. And just the starter you would have wanted. About 1.5 minutes, minute 32. If we have Jack Whelan back as normal, I believe he will. It's a good first break, but that 8 ball has just ruined things for him. See, everything splits out in the open, and then that yellow comes round and knocks that 8 and sits it on the red. which all of a sudden makes the clearance 3-4 times as hard. But he needs a good opener here on yellows anyway. White ball didn't really do him any favours either, for as good a break as it was. He's going to be sighting this into the top left. Was he maybe trying to open up the red as well? Oh, that's a oh, he's so unlucky to double kiss it. That was an awesome effort. Trying to get rid of both problems at the same time. Would have been one of the shots of the weekend had that red come away. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Potting that yellow though, you can still get there. Probably wants to use the yellow he was looking at there to come down and cannon the red enable later on. Now, he's going to be looking at getting that 8 out with the final ball, which is always risky, but he doesn't really have much of a choice. See it there, he's played across for the yellow into the right middle. And he's just going to want to come away from the cushion. He's just sighting his angle there. Because he's slightly high, he might even utilise the bottom cushion unless he really screws into it. I prefer going into it without using the cushion, just in case the 8 sits, but see, needs a result here. Oh, no.
No result whatsoever.
He needed a bit of luck and he hasn't got it. Don't really know where Jack can put this and hide it as well. That's the other issue he's got. Well, he's attempted the double. I'll tell you what, it's close, you know. It's close. Oh, wow.
It looked like it just flicked something halfway up and started turning towards her. I thought it was on the jaw, and it just all of a sudden it sort of like a putt rolling in.
Do you know what though? It's giving him a chance in the frame because he's not left Chris a nice opener here, and Chris has work. So from a position where Jack actually looked in huge trouble, he's actually gained quite a big advantage. This is horrible for Chris now. Because I feel like he's got to try and pot this red into the top left and avoid knocking the 8 ball in. He's got to land on the red that's on the rail. So, yeah, there you go. And a good double attempt has won Jack this frame.
It's a rare occasion where taking a pocket gives you massive equity in the frame.
Oh, he was close to that middle pocket. White just spun its way out of trouble, but a very good break. I think from initial outlook, reds are slightly favourable. Chris agrees. Just got to make sure he judges the red that's in the middle of the yellows to that top right. Doesn't want to come at any funky angle at it, where it's potentially going to become a bit awkward to get out for the next ball. Which why I think he'll probably land on it after he pots this one.
Routine from here.
And if you're going through a tick box of what Chris needed to do this morning, he's doing exactly that. He's shutting the door on Jack Whelan. He's not allowing him anything off his own serve. When he's getting the opportunity to, he's attacking off of Jack's break as well. You know, obviously we haven't had many of these long frame formats in Ultimate so far. Obviously we've had a couple more recently, but Chris is obviously used to that format, playing in the other forms of the sport that he does. So if they're any kind of race, Chris will be very measured and know exactly what goals and targets he needs to hit. Having a world champion sat in tier 1 would have been interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the frustrations of the pool world for me. But that's for politics and for another day.
Yeah, another good break from Jack. This one's a bit more of an awkward layout. The reds are slightly better. It's just the pattern of them that makes this a little bit tricky. I imagine, yeah, he'll want to get this one out the bottom first and land back on the red to the right middle, the little thin stick, or play up for that one. That's the other option. And that actually puts less pressure on the red to the middle. From here it should be pretty dot to dot, Si.
Not too much that can go wrong.
Yeah, do you know what? The only thing that he could go wrong with was just not landing straight enough. Which is why he's played the cannon, and that's gone wrong.
I think he must have been playing the cannon on the yellow there. There's no way he's cannoning the red in that sort of fashion.
Yeah, he was trying to cannon the yellow. He's just not got into the cue ball enough. I don't want to sound harsh, but it's a little bit criminal that he's not finished this in an easier form. He needs to play a good shot now. He needs to kind of play this off the yellow into the top left, come across with the white, so a bit more tariff on this shot. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, good recovery this from Jack. Good. And he's doing all he can, but
No disrespect to myself or yourself. If Jack Whelan was 11-6 down to either of us, it'd still be favourite to win in a race to 14. But
I don't know.
not against Chris Melling.
I don't know. I am West Sussex #1. I mean, come on. Great break from Chris again, although he's a little bit fortunate not to go in off.
I was once 3-0 up in a race to 5 against Jack in an international tournament and lost 5-3, so I know how it feels.
Well, to be fair, you did well to get 3-0 up.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was still second favourite at 3-0 is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. I was going to say, still 3-0, I'd snap your hand off.
Yeah.
Like.
Extension called.
tricky layout here.
Yellow balls in play.
For Chris Melling, this is just another visit to the table. For Jack Whelan, I think this is a big visit to the table because Chris is, I wouldn't say second favourite because he's so good. He does make finishes like this, but this is far from a routine one. And if he doesn't get it, Jack's favourite for the frame, and he has the next break. So all of a sudden, 11-6 could be 11-8, and then it's a different match.
Oh, it depends on how this shot goes. Oh, wow. You just hear the door opening as somebody walks through as Chris is on his backswing, which obviously isn't going to help. Bit of a half smile there from Chris. He couldn't play the cannon any better though, could he?
No, that's as perfect as it comes out. Can make a case of going bottom right now with the yellow he's nearest to.
I agree.
He's just had a little look at it, because if he plays on it into the centre and gets the wrong angle, he's going away from his work, and he has got the wrong angle.
Yeah. Didn't really see the benefit of him doing that. Yeah, you can see a little bit of frustration there from Chris. I mean, okay, you can maybe drop this in and play the thin one and leave himself the last yellow in the middle.
But then you need a good angle to get on the 8 ball.
Yeah, you need to land straight. Unless he believes he can just nip this enough with a load of side to come across the face of the yellow and play it into to the bottom right hand pocket. Now he has settled for middle.
And he's got the wrong angle. He's got the wrong angle by so much he can actually work this. He's got to hit it hard though.
Got to watch out for a bounce out here. Well, you can't cue that any better, can you? That's brilliant. That's Chris Melling.
Tiniest bit of hope for Jack Whelan. It's gone very quickly. I mean, how do you turn it around against Declan Brennan, Craig Waddingham and Chris Melling, who are just relentless in the way they play?
You pray, Si, that's what you do. Jack goes. That's the first dry break of the match, or this session. So he's going to bring Chris to the table. So it's not going to be another dish, but here's going to be an opportunity for Chris Melling to get on the hill. All depends how he sees it. I think the reds are actually okay here. I think he can get to the bottom cushion and have enough room to pot the bottom one and come out nicely for the other one above it. But he's decided to go yellows. He's decided that the two together that are also down there aren't an issue for him. But he's overrun that.
Yellow balls in play.
Not a good opener. Got to be a little bit careful here, or a bit wary of where that 8 ball is. If he's thinking of playing the thin cut on the yellow. No, he's going to go for the hampered cut in the corner. This is tricky. Yeah, that was very tricky. So the first dry break brings the first mistake in the frame, or the session as well. Jack gets back to the table. He's maybe got a big pocket down here for the Reds. That's what he's played for. Just getting out of the way. He's a fraction straight. He's going to have to screw this. Bit of side as well. It's another frame on the board for Jack. But that's 6 frames in 16 minutes, so good standard from both. Didn't quite get the conviction on the topspin with that break, and that's why he's gone dry. Most of the others, that cue ball was spinning right towards the middle pocket and parking. That one was just above. And it is an opportunity for Jack. Maybe just a sniff of a chance at this match now. Oh no. Oh no.
One hand. Hand.
Just when you think you have a slight crack of the door opening.
Just gets slammed straight back in your face again by the white going in. That could be costly for the Jack Whelan fight back. Chris with ball in hand can immediately solve one of the problem reds.
Red ball's in play.
He's got 2 over the bottom left-hand corner. He's got the red he's on currently to the middle. So it's all going to be about the 2 on the right-hand side. How he gets there.
Extension called.
I don't know, maybe he just wanted to get to the other side of straight here on this red. It would have been more ideal. But oh well. If you find like gaps like that, you can put it anywhere. It's a great shot. Now he's got the frame where he wants it. Just off straight. So it meant they couldn't screw back and take the other red to the same corner. Had to leave it. Hope to come back to it later on. He's overrun this. He's gone wrong. First mistake from Chris Melling. Now we're back into classic Melling territory where he's eyeing up a couple of cushions. Is he maybe, yeah, he's looking 2 cushions here, cut the red into the bottom right. So he's
Chris.
not far away, he's not far away.
How often does he do it?
It's mental, isn't it? Absolutely mental. Especially on a shot clock like that as well. You haven't got that much time to really do the maths. And yet somehow he does. And he's got the red enough in the pocket that Jack can't pop this yellow past it. So
Extension called.
looking at the skill shot maybe. It's a big shot if he takes it on.
Got it all wrong.
Never.
Got it all wrong there.
I don't get why he tried to top spin it through. So I mean, I understand obviously you're trying to kind of half play the loss of turn, but that skill shot is well within range for Jack. Why not just commit? Because Chris can cut this. It's not easy, but yeah, he's got it as well. Oh, that's unlucky.
Here we go again. Chris Melling. What's he got for us this time?
I mean, how much has he got actually here? Can he just get sighter of the edge? Is he thinking of playing this with a bunch of side? I think he might have to. be special if this finds a pocket.
Had to really straighten that dramatically. The natural line was nowhere near.
But also because of the fact that he was cutting it into the corner as well, you had to hit it harder.
Yeah, and he couldn't get to the bottom of the ball really as well, so he couldn't really screw it into the cushion or anything like that. So really, really tough.
Yeah, good in the end from Jack, but it was a little bit of Chris Melling bad luck, unfortunately, that got him there. Yeah, important for Jack now. He doesn't let Chris get to the hill. He has got one break back on him, though, so he needs to make sure he makes the most of it. Oh, white ball. Close. It was tracking, but it going back towards that corner hasn't really helped him.
Extension called. Red ball's in play.
Missed the intended cannon.
Yeah, that's no good.
I think he's got a cut double. I think he can see enough of the red on the side cushion. But tough to manoeuvre the white ball. Which is why he's looking... Oh, can he cut this to the bottom corner? Oh, that's a great recovery shot. That's class. He's unlucky that he sat on the cushion, really, because that makes this pot a long cushion a lot harder than it would be. But he knows that if he pots it, he is going to be on the final red with a good angle to land on the 8 ball. So he's one pot away, you feel, here. That's brilliant.
Yeah, good bit of queuing.
This has been a brilliant recovery from Jack Whelan. This has actually been a brilliant finish all in all. Just needs to dot the I's and cross the T's here. I know you weren't sure about it, Si, but Jack Whelan is definitely up for the fight here. This has been a brilliant out.
It's been incredible. It's a weird feeling, actually, because just going off the way it feels out there, the way the match has gone, you feel like Chris has just had the best of this session. Yet, Jack's pulled a couple back here.
Yeah, makes a couple of balls. And the reds.
Yeah, if that red passes the 8 ball, these reds are really good. Everything has a pocket, and that normally spells end of frame.
Seems happy enough with it.
Red ball's in play.
This is going to be quick fire from Chris to get on the hill. The break did all the work for him. And it's going to be this 8 ball for 13-9. And it's fair to say that, looking back, Jack Whelan, if he was to go on and lose this match, definitely lost it in the first session. Jack on the break. Well, I'll tell you what, that is an absolute monster of a break. He's a little unlucky not to just be straight on one of the yellows and having to play a plant. But I'd love to get a replay of that. That was an absolute sledgehammer. 2 yellows just following each other in with the red. So long as he makes the plant or an opening ball, this is probably as routine as it gets.
Yellow ball's in play.
Yeah, that break was something special. And it has got him 1 back. But now he's got to sit and wait. Has made a ball. Oh, that red just dropping in afterwards doesn't help him. That would have been a nice setter for the top end, and it would have been a nice, easier starter, but it just falling in at the last second just means he's got a bit more to do here. He's just trying to work out this initial cannon. So he's going to be cut the red into the right middle. He needs to get good judgment of where that red's going as well as the white, because he could easily lose it to the yellow at the bottom.
Ooh, it might go against that one.
In fact, he's hit it too hard,
Red
hasn't
ball's
he?
in play.
Yeah, being critical, he has overhit it.
Now he's going to be chasing this a little bit more. This is very difficult, and it's all stemmed from where that initial red just fell in on the break. This is a tough shot. He's going for it here. I tell you what.
Oh, wow. Great shot. Does this ball go?
It's tight, isn't it? Is he looking off the yellow?
So that tells us it doesn't, or it tells us he doesn't like the angle the cue ball's coming off at. Playing this off the yellow means he's going into the other balls, the 2 reds and the 8 ball.
He could potentially go into this red full ball and knock the 8 towards the cushion. If he can do that, then it will give him enough control. It's a great shot, but he's lost the white. Oh, as he ended up on the 3 ball plant.
Here we go. This is Chris Melling trying to take this out in true Chris Melling style. 3 ball plant now.
Oh, is he jawed? That's the only other thing. Oh no, he's down. Is he down on this? He's just trying to work this out because the yellow's just slightly off the cushion compared to the other 2. He's got the plant, but he's not on the red.
Begging for that red just to separate from the cue ball.
I know I'm a neutral, and I know obviously we're watching along, and it's been a great game with Jacken so far, but just for the sense of the highlight reel, I'd love to see him get out here. But
Now he's looking at
he's
bottom cushion into right centre.
This is madness, isn't it?
Absolute.
Absolute madness.
No.
Oh, get me out of here.
No.
That is a joke.
Oh, Chris, what are you doing?
He couldn't pot the 8 ball now, could he? I'm going home.
This is outrageous. Chris knows this is outrageous.
I mean, this is
Declan Brennan's there. He knows it's
my
outrageous.
word. He can't double this, can he? He couldn't double this. Oh, go home.
The
Go
most
home.
ridiculous finish I have ever seen. That is, well,
That's
off the charts. Off the charts from Chris Melling, and he knows it. Look at him. Look how much he is laughing at that. That was ridiculous. An amazing match, brilliant performance, but that finish was something seriously special. Chris Melling's into the semi-finals.